All right, everyone, welcome. Today is March the 18th, 2026. The time is 7:00 p.m. This is the Board of Commissioners' regular monthly meeting. Before we call the meeting to order, I would like to have a moment of silence for our fallen canine officer, Ellie Fay. Thank you. We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. And before we do, Chief Phoennik has a special recognition.
Good evening, everybody. Tonight we're here to recognize Officer Joe Bjork and Dan Garfield for their recent actions dealing with a suicidal male. On Sunday, February 15th, 2026 at 3:40 p.m., Officers Dan Garfield and Joe Bjork received a 911 call reporting a disgruntled and possibly suicidal man walking on Washington Pike toward the I-79 North on-ramp. After checking the area, Officer Garfield encountered the male at the bottom of I-79 ramp. At this time, Officer Garfield stopped and verbally engaged the male who was visibly in distress. The actor began making statements as, "I don't care anymore and my family can pick up my body." While making these statements, the male ran up the ramp and away from Officer Garfield. After a second attempt by Officer Garfield to make contact, the actor stated he wanted to get struck by a car and that nobody cared about him anymore. He then ran away from Officer Garfield and jumped the guardrail on I-79 and began to scale down the hill behind Gillies Plumbing towards Chartiers Creek. During this time, Officer Bjork and Garfield had coordinated with Bridgeville Police to have them stage on the Bridgeville side of the creek in case the actor attempted to cross over into Bridgeville. Officers also requested Southbridge Ambulance to stage behind Gillies in case they were needed, and the Cuddy Volunteer Fire Department was requested for ladder, rope, and a boat in case the individual who was threatening to jump into the creek jumped into the water. At this point, after approximately 30 minutes of speaking with the individual, the actor took off his shirt and waded into the middle of the creek. Officers continued to talk with this individual while he continually shouted, "I don't care if I die." During an additional 15 minutes of attempting to talk with the individual, Officer Bjork sat on the ground to show the individual he wasn't a threat and later began to take off his vest and gun belt so in case he would need to enter the water. These actions showed the man a belief that officers genuinely cared for his well-being, and he reluctantly waded back to the side of the creek where officers patiently and professionally calmed him and rendered aid. Officers Garfield and Bjork assessed the situation from the beginning and in a caring manner established communication with this individual who was in an elevated and stressed state of mind. They spoke with him in a non-aggressive manner, with Officer Bjork telling him he understood that he understood and that there were people who do care about him, and many people, including himself, experienced low points in their lives, but had found hope with Jesus Christ. These communications de-escalated the situation and connected with the individual. At this time, it is with great pride that I present both Officers Dan Garfield and Joe Bjork with a certificate of recognition on behalf of the Township for their actions in possibly saving the life of a distressed man who needed assistance. Congratulations. Thank you. You want to say anything or not?
No. Nah, we're good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hondru?
Here.
Commissioner Oravecz? Commissioner Lazzini?
Here.
Oh, no.
That's all of us
That's
today.
it? Never
All right, would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. At this point in time, we'll open the floor to any public comment for agenda items only. Item 5, correspondence. Ben, anything from the library?
I don't really have anything to add from the report. I just wanted to take a minute I know the bid package is on the agenda for tonight for approval, to just thank John and Paula for all their work to get us to this point. I know it's been a lot of meetings and a lot of back and forth, but we're very excited about the project. We're excited to take this next step and get it underway. So thank you all for your support. And if you do have any questions about the report, please let me know.
I do. I saw that you visited some places. What did you learn?
So I got some ideas for the circulation desk because we were worried about it being casework, custom casework. So I feel a little better about that. We're going to do more mobile pieces. And then the northern tier, theirs was very interesting because there's with I was looking for here when we're like in that transitional phase and see how that would impact staffing and what kind of model they used. And it was basically what we're talking about with John and Paula, that we'll do having the smaller space for the actual browsing collection, but then being able to, work our programming around the existing stuff that's in the building.
Good.
Yeah.
Feel good?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ben.
Thanks.
Oak Ridge Volunteer Fire Department report is on in the packet if anyone wants to view it. I see Dan Miller's here. Dan, do you have anything for Southbridge EMS? Thank you, Dan. I know we have a thank you letter for Minithon.
Ron sponsors this year.
All right. Hopefully they have a good year. Item 6, consent calendar items. First item is approval of the minutes from last month's meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any questions?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Item B, payment of bills.
Just a couple of noteworthy things. In addition to insurance premiums for the month, there's also a new public works vehicle, F600, contributions to the library EMS, and then geotech services for the building projects at the library.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions on payment of bills?
No.
Would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There's only two of us.
I would say he's going to flip back and
I'm not
forth.
used to this.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know, I keep looking down this
Yeah, I
way.
know, I'm looking for, where's Tim?
All right, so moved. Item C, financial reports.
Just quickly looking at the budget to actual, 2 months of data here, about 1.7 in revenue and 2.6 in expense, so about just a little short of 900,000 in the operating deficit for the first 2 months. So as expected, but revenue continuing.
And we have everybody's earned income, the local, right? Payment coming up too, which will come in, so it's not reflected in there either.
Yeah.
I asked this question last year, that's why I remember.
And the,
Any other questions?
no questions?
I think it's your turn, Mark.
My turn to make I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Bank account balances.
You can see capital reserve is ready to fund the building projects and the field improvement projects that were planned for the year, and everything else is just kind of there for transparency.
Very good. Any questions?
Nope. I'll make that motion.
It's your turn. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Liaison reports, public safety. Tim is not here. Becky's not here for public infrastructure. Around finance and administration, I attended the SHACOG meeting in February. We have our March meeting next month. Just some comments of notes. They were asking for a letter of support for SB 194. With the closure of the Post-Gazette right now, all municipalities must, advertise in a newspaper. We use the Observer Reporter as our record of choice. This bill would allow, Senate Bill 194 would ensure transparent public notices by allowing alternatives to printed newspaper advertising through public disclosure, put them on your website and other electronic methods. So they ask for that letter of support. The SHACOG is going to join the Pennsylvania COG, which will give access to, will be the 21st member of that. And then coming up in the March report, and Pat, you probably know about this, we'll be giving a presentation on the Allegheny County Comprehensive Plan. So look forward to that, and I'll tell you more about that next month. So that's all I had. Mark, did you have anything on intergovernmental?
No, I do not.
And Leanne?
So I participated in zoning and planning this past month. I don't have anything to add because we're going to cover it here. The only other comment, and John, you're already aware, was with the Hastings HOA that we discussed, the challenges they're having with the roads. So I believe they've been directed to we have like an HOA kind of township committee meeting, and they've been, like, what was the result of that? Sorry.
We scheduled a meeting for, I believe it's next Wednesday, in advance of the next planning commission meeting. So I think they had provided us with requests for some additional information. So we're trying to piggyback it off of a time when Jason will be in the office, try to remass them for their questions in advance. But they do have a lot of questions just about like how things get turned over from developer to HOA, why streets are private. So yeah, we'll work with them.
Okay.
When you guys might see them again, I don't know if we can keep them away.
Really? Yeah, it's going to be a tough one.
So that was all. Everything else we're going to cover
All right,
today.
very good. Thank you. Department reports. Mr. Barrett?
It's on, it doesn't add up here like September, for whatever reason. Doesn't work. Sorry, you guys can hear me?
We can
Yeah.
Just a few things to note, as we spoke
Come on,
about-
take this one. Gee.
Where the batteries out. I bet you the batteries dead.
Put that.
That's right. I forgot those are battery powered.
How about now?
Yeah.
As I was saying, just wanted to comment that the renovation project at 515 is finally ready for public bidding, so we'll be on the Municipid platform starting on Friday. Look to bring it back to this board hopefully next month. We have bids opening the day before our April meeting, so to the extent we can do a bid tab and get it in front of you guys, we will look to do so. Been working with Ben and his crew on like contingency planning, using this space for more things. Paula's been really helpful. We still have some outstanding issues there. We need to find a home for the seniors bingo on Friday afternoon, so we got some calls out to some places, but we haven't nailed that down yet. So still stay tuned for what that schedule is. But we'll keep working with those groups to help them. We are also working with architects on the Public Works facility, looking to do improvements there as well. Taking it through a similar process with the schematic design, construction estimate, that kind of thing. So you'll be hearing about that project in the coming weeks and months. Getting a little more serious about Bridge Street. We spoke about the long-term fix for replacement, but in 26 we will look to get a temporary bridge out there. Jason and his structural team have been helping us. We're going through like a right-of-way process now, working with some vendors on potential locations for this thing, and we'll communicate back to you guys kind of what we find. Also on the agenda tonight is motion to extend an offer for a fire services coordinator position. We can talk about that when it comes up, but happy that the process has concluded with some good news. And just lastly, commenting that our auditors have started. They've been in the building a few times and might be coming to a future meeting to kind of share with you what they look for when they're in the township. So unless there's questions of me, that's all I have tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Patrick?
Thank you, Commissioners. When we get the request tracker, you're going to see a large number of garbage complaints this month. And there were a number of
Extra page.
much higher than any other months, unfortunately. There was a number of issues. They're dealing with staffing issues, so they're trying to hire new people as quickly as possible and get them in. There also has been a number of equipment breakdowns, not only with us, but I've heard this across other municipalities as well. I mean, trucks are breaking down more and more often. I don't know if it has anything to do with the new trucks that they purchased that a lot of them are natural gas now. So it seems like they're not, unfortunately, as reliable as the older trucks. So I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, but they assured me that it would be taken care of over the next few weeks. There's a number of other things on my report. I'm not going to go into them. I mean, obviously, you probably had a chance to read my report, and if you have any questions, I'm open to anything.
I do. I mean, no questions for me.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Ariane, can you flip the things on? Oh, like when they come up for their reports. That's okay. I know Andrea's not here. Building reports, building permits.
Just a couple of things to note. Pretty slow month volume-wise. Largest thing on here is a grading permit in Alpine Point, which makes up most of our revenues this month. On the commercial side, residentially, not a lot of activity. About 3,500 in revenues for the month.
Okay. Any questions?
No questions here.
Item B, I know Andrew's still out. Is anyone pinch hitting?
Anything that to comment on? I know we got the magazine out before she went away. She's still been consoling us on the sidelines. She's recovering from knee surgery.
Yeah.
But no, I don't really have too much else to add at this point. She was super prepared leaving and gave us all kind of cheat sheets for what we can and can't do.
There you go. All right. Then we'll move to Jason, engineering report.
Good evening, Board. John touched on a few items involving engineering. We've been working with Paula on a number of park and trail projects. We have the Lafayette 180 land development project that came through planning last month on tonight's agenda. A lot going on with planning as usual. We've been working with the solicitor on a number of developers agreements. This month's Planning Commission meeting, which is next Thursday, we have the Hastings, a revision to the overall master plan. They're proposing a change from one of the parcels that was previously designated as non-residential to a residential use, and then the other application is the land development for that portion. So those will be heard next Thursday. I did want to note also a few of the developers' agreements that have previously been completed. Stonegate, that one is slated to break ground anytime, actually. It's the ball's in their court on that, and that's going to open up another 114 lots. Mayview Townhomes, that's another 32 duplex units. That one has been cleared for construction as well, and we do anticipate that one starting sometime soon, as well as a number of the commercial projects. Also, I wanted to note that the Walker's Mill Townhomes, which is, I'm sure you're familiar with it, but it is primarily in Oakdale.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
the
the back
Oakdale.
end fronts into South Fayette. They are coming into the Planning Commission for final plans. We'll accept those plans at the Planning Commission next Thursday, and then it'll be heard the following month.
Okay.
That's all I
Questions?
have, unless anyone has questions.
No questions. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Jason. Facilities?
Good evening, Commissioners.
Good evening.
Page number 3, Ariana. So we'll get a project summary. There's 8 items I've been working on. Met with a CMS Solutions Quick Bridge temporary remedy for Bridge Street Bridge. South Fayette Township signed an agreement with GML Landscaping Company for maintenance township common areas. Continue to working with Mike Payne from BENR Construction to evaluate potential solution to relate building envelope. Conduct pre-construction meeting with the Russell Standard for Cape Seal program, anticipating starting date mid-May. A mill and fill, a pre-construction meeting hosted here at Township, anticipating starting date would be end of May. HFTAC already begun spring preventive maintenance for HVAC system, electrical power emergency generation study, reviewing RFPs, and working with LSA grant reviewer regarding Alpine Bridge replacement application. So currently in developing the plan. He has a few questions. I'm working on it. That's all I have. All the details in the report. If you have any questions,
I do
let me
not.
know.
Mark?
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Vitali.
Thanks.
Paula Parks?
Paula Parks.
Good evening. Some exciting news. We had the groundbreaking for the multi-purpose field, so thank you to those that came out in the pouring rain. Hopefully you didn't get too many.
Every time I go up there.
Oh, I know. It started pouring right.
Splash
that
pad,
second.
baseball, I know.
So they'll be mobilizing next Monday. I've been allowing the associations to use the fields because it doesn't matter if they get ruined. And they've been having fun in the mud the past 2 weeks. So the ball fields, we also had a walkthrough, kind of did a checklist. They have some more concrete and fencing and then restoration to do on those. We got applications for the concession stand and summer camp. We're doing little things a little bit different this year with summer camp. We added before and after camp care. So we're hiring a couple more counselors and doing split shifts rather than every single day. So the counselors will have more of a 3-day week schedule rather than a 5-day, just to make up for those before and after care. We opened registration for camp, I believe, last week, and we already surpassed our typical registration with just adding that before and morning care. Wow. So I think it was something that people were really wanting. So it's now a full day kind of daycare option for parents. On the agenda today is a resolution for our DCNR grant. I'm going to apply for renovation of playgrounds at Sturgeon and Morgan. So it'll be for this year's application, and the project will be in about 2 years. But those are 2 playgrounds that Sturgeon lacks ADA access, so this would be giving the playground ADA access with port in place rather than the mulch and new equipment, and then new equipment at Morgan. We had Ian organized a multicultural celebration, which was kind of our first kind of cultural activity that we offered. A great turnout, about 100 people. It was in partnership with a local art studio, and it was a great turnout. We have our bunny hop coming up here on April 2nd. We're having it at the Farmers Market Pavilion this year, and partnering with the fire departments. They're going to be dropping Easter eggs from the ladder of the fire trucks. So
I heard that at the last meeting.
Hit some kids in the head.
Better than a turkey drop, right?
Yes, so not a helicopter, but just a ladder.
That's what we need.
And that is all I have. If there's any
Bruised
questions,
heads.
I'd be happy to answer those.
I do not.
No,
Mark?
I did not. No, thank you. Nice job. We're excited for Fairview.
Chief?
Good evening, Chief John Phoennik. Once again, I want to congratulate Dan and Joe on their recognition tonight. There was a lot more involved in that than what I even spoke about, so they did a really wonderful job on that. In the month of February, we had 441 calls for service and 162 traffic stops. Last night, we just finished up week 2 of our Citizens Academy. We've had great input and involvement from the people involved. There's 29 people in it. Everybody's been showing up, so it's good so far. So we got 6 more good weeks to go. And as far as our hiring, we had 23 applications for police officer, which is very high for the area. Most places are getting 5 or 6 applicants. We got 23. So we will start the process of physical agility test and written test next Tuesday up at the academy. And then we'll go from there. When we get the final certified list, we'll start with interviews at that point. So we're looking at May for somebody to start to replace Officer Zurcher. Next month, we're going to recognize Sergeant Westlick and Ellie for their service. So we'll do that next month. Any questions?
I do not.
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Danny, Public Works.
You're right.
Good evening. We'll start with the signs. We have a couple new guys that are going to do signs now because of our main educator.
Got promoted after
He
4
got
years.
promoted. So we're filling out some new guys to take over positions. So they're doing a good job so far. Mechanics are doing a great job. One of our plows fell apart when we were plowing snow one night. He actually took and rebuilt the whole thing with all new steel and everything. Parks guys, they're cleaning the parks up, the ball fields with all the leaves and whatnot. and they are fixing all the equipment up for when the grass starts growing. They're getting them all shined up and everything. We are still working down at the Mayview site. We're getting starting the utilities putting that building down there. So right now we're putting the foundations in for the streetlights on the parking lot. So keep them busy. We did start our stormwater project for the year. We did some work around the Rotary Pavilion right there to eliminate all that standing water. And as soon as we get some more dirt, we're going to fill that all in. We did start a couple jobs in Sturgeon, one on Main Street, and we just started a project going up Cemetery Hill for the paving program. So that's going to be done for that. We obviously it's the season for potholes, so we've been fixing them, digging them out, actually digging this one out and filling it back in. So we did receive our new truck, as John said, F600, and our new employee started in February sometime.
Good.
Great.
We're moving along pretty good.
I don't want to jinx it, but you still have any salt?
Salt
I didn't think you'd need it on Monday. I woke up Monday and it was 60 degrees. They said it's going to snow. You're out of your mind.
It melted pretty quick.
Inches of snow. Kind of caught us off guard a little bit, but we did.
Like
we
2
got
hours.
about 2,000 tons of salt in.
Yeah, hopefully you don't need it anymore.
No, hopefully not.
Yeah, it's expensive. Not
Okay,
cheap.
thanks.
45 grand?
45 grand on.
That's right.
Just on Monday.
That's it? All right, request tracker.
As Pat mentioned.
Garbage.
A lot of garbage. We actually had a meeting with Waste Management. They're looking at some ways to speed those missed pickups along as far as their internal reporting goes. So we might be making some changes to our system to.
Yeah.
kind of-
Hey, I did have one question whenever I read this prior to the meeting. So I think it's on the very top. Yeah. Abandoned disorderly building. Is that still the property that's up on National Hill? The abandoned house that we talked about probably a year ago? We were looking for
I think so.
an
Campbell
owner.
Avenue. Right, it has to be.
So,
I'm not sure what triggered it again.
well, I'm sure the fact that it's still abandoned and
Well, I didn't know. if-
dilapidated. No, but I mean, did we ever find the
Property owner.
property owner?
Yeah, we did.
Interlaken or inter.
Yeah, Chris was actually able to locate the property owners, so we sent a letter to them. Siding blew off the house, actually.
Yeah.
So that's what, and Chris actually started digging into it, and she was able to locate some errors for us.
Okay, but there's no one that lives there right now.
Now,
So will we go through the process of potentially working with them to demolish that building?
well, there's liens against the property, a lot of liens against the property right now, so it's a
Yeah.
whole, that's a whole lot of issue.
It's a banking issue. Banks.
Okay.
So there's no good answer on that right now, unfortunately. I wish there was.
Work in process.
Yes.
And so I had a question on the waste management agreement. Is there something in the contract that if they don't perform to standard or a certain standard, there's
Service level agreement.
a service level
With a penalty.
agreement? Is there one in there?
I don't know.
Okay.
There is.
There is. Okay.
It has to be.
Is it trigger what's the trigger points on that?
It's kind of tricky for us
Yeah.
because the problem is for us, since our garbage is picked up on Friday,
Yeah.
we have to know, the way the contract's written, we have to notify them by 4 PM of that day if the garbage is missed, in order for it to be picked up on Saturday.
Okay.
So most of the time, like, I'm sending in requests to them to get these picked up, so a garbage truck will be in the area on Saturday.
Yeah.
But if we catch them, or if we get the complaint after 4 PM, typically the residents have to wait until Monday to get it picked up.
Okay.
But to Mark's question, they are tracking, right, these service level
The service issues where we can.
And there is a way for us to, I don't know, take a credit, or they have to pay some kind
There's
of a
no
penalty.
clawback language, right? That's what you're.
There's no clawback.
Is,
There's clawback language, provided they were basically,
It's like gross negligence.
if it wasn't addressed in a timely fashion.
Okay.
But most of ours are addressed, I'd say 95% of
Okay.
ours are addressed in a timely fashion according to the contract. Like I said, if it comes in after 4 PM, they're not required to get a truck out there
They
until
can do it Monday. Yeah. All right. I was just curious on that, because we're seeing more and more problems.
Yeah, because thank you.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate it.
All right. Any old or unfinished business? All right, we'll move on to new business. New business, A, review and discuss S-01-2026. Second revision to the Koski Plan of Lots, preliminary and final minor subdivision application of parcels 256L1, 256L2, 256L9, which is zoned C2. And I believe this is the foremost site, correct?
This is the subdivision consolidation application related to the Lafayette 180 project.
Yep.
We've reviewed it. Their consultant has addressed our comments. Planning Commission heard the application, recommended approval at the last meeting. There's nothing outstanding on our end.
Okay. Any questions?
No questions.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
That's nice to see that's getting done finally.
It's going to be review and discuss SP 01-2026 Lafayette 180 Planned Shopping Center preliminary and final land development application parcels 256L1, 256L2, 256L9, zoned C2. So this is step 2 of that whole process,
That's
right,
correct.
Jason?
This would be the final, preliminary and final land development application associated with Lafayette 180. Again, this application was heard at the last Planning Commission meeting. It was recommended for approval with a few conditions. There is a formal modification request, and I will read that to you in a moment here. And it relates to 21577C, which is for double frontage lots. In the ordinance, vehicular access shall be limited to only one street. There's openings on both streets on this particular parcel, and it makes sense for that. That's always been the case going back to the previous approval. Nothing changed in that regard there. The Planning Commission recommended approval with that modification. And there was also, this goes back from the previous approval for this project. There is a notation for a post-construction review of traffic conditions related to the movements onto Newberry Drive from the development. And that goes back to when it came through the first go-round, concerns over stacking on Newberry Drive. The intent of the comment is not for them to change anything regarding their entrances or things of that nature. But when they get further into occupancy on this, to kind of revisit it, and if it needs a stop sign or some type of signage changes or alteration to Newberry, not in the form of signals or closing entrances or that type of thing, that we would, take on that role. And if anyone has any other questions, I mean, the applicant and their consultant did provide a response to comments and revised plans. Everything of note has been addressed, and we don't have any further comments.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
Nope, no questions.
Would anyone like to make a motion to approve?
I'll make
SP 01-2026 Lafayette 180 Planned Shopping Center preliminary and final land development application for parcels 256L1, 256L2, 256L9, which is zone C2.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item C, discuss and consider reduction of bond for charter homes at Hastings Incorporated for the reduction for Phase 2 of $46,803.90, leaving a balance of $168,148.20.
We've reviewed this request. The amount that they're asking for is commensurate with what they've done, so we approve the application.
All right. Any questions?
Real quick, so just coming back to that, the Hastings and the roads, like, in terms of their obligations to the roads that they are still responsible for phases 1, 2, and, let's just say 3. I know we're talking about ladder. That work is done, right?
Minus wearing courses on a lot of those roads, yes. I mean, everything has been done according to plan thus far in Hastings. I mean, they are deficient in, some trails that still need to go in and some sidewalks need to be corrected here and there, but everything they've asked for as far as bond reductions up to this point has been accurate. So there is still some, and it is a little tricky with timing of final wearing course on some of these roads because there's a lot of construction still occurring there. So the moment they put the final wearing course on and you accept these items, that starts the clock on their maintenance bond. So, I mean, it's a funny thing between township and developer. I mean, we want to do this at an appropriate time to accommodate the residents, but you almost don't want to do certain things too soon because then, it could be damaged and, it'll be on the township.
Yeah.
So there is definitely some discussion to be had between developer, HOA, township to kind of come to some resolutions and things of that nature. But, this is kind of one of those developments that's kind of long. I mean, we're getting down to the end of it, but I get it that the people who were there first are probably getting frustrated.
They are.
For sure. So we'll do anything we can to help appease that. And I mean, if there are certain improvements that the developer can and should make now, then we'll support that.
That would be my ask because some of them have been there 10 years, so that's a lot. So.
And I think maybe part of that solution is perhaps we just close certain roads to construction type vehicles and things like that. If we're going to put final wearing course on, you're not going to bring fully loaded concrete trucks through there and delivery trucks and things of that nature. But I think there should be a solution to this.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Would someone like to make a motion to consider the reduction of the bond for charter homes at Hastings for the reduction for Phase 2 of $46,803, leaving a balance of $168,148?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item D, discuss and consider resolution 2026-3 sewage planning module for the F&M Group's McMillan subdivision plan number 1.
Yes, so this is a requirement of Act 537 that even though you don't own the sewers, because the subdivision is occurring in South Fayette, you do have to pass a resolution accordingly.
Okay.
This location of this is in the Sturgeon neighborhood, correct? This is.
Yes.
Any other questions on that? Would someone like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-3 sewage planning module for the F&M Group's McMillan subdivision plan number 1?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item E, discuss and consider a motion to approve Resolution 2026-4, applying for a DCNR grant to renovate the playgrounds at Morgan and Sturgeon. That goes back to Paula's comment.
Yep.
Any questions on that one?
Nope. I'll make a motion.
You want to second it?
Yes, sir, I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item F, discuss and consider a motion to approve Resolution 2026-5, opting out of the Allegheny County's Community Development Block Grant and Home Investment Partnerships Program for a 3-year program. So,
I had a question.
Yeah.
So, Pat, this question's for you to see. I was just wondering, why would we opt out of, the Allegheny County DBCD? Yeah.
And the home ownership, because if you open the door, it allows low income. Nothing against low income.
you gotta watch you running for office. You gotta watch how you say that, huh? Another soundbite.
I think that's.
I don't know if that fits in with, the overall, zoning of South Fayette.
Yeah.
Just to be honest.
So it would allow, help me understand, so it would allow a developer to come in potentially.
It's opting out, if you accepted it.
If you basically opted into that program, if the county identified somewhere in South Fayette Township, they wanted to basically put low-income housing in, this basically opts you into that. So they could go with the county housing authority to come in and purchase the property and basically build
Condos,
Whatever they
whatever it may
want.
be, whatever they want.
Whatever they
Section
can
8
get
or.
that basically helps the program.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I do not.
Nope.
All right. Would anyone like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-5, opting out of the Allegheny County Community Development Block Grant and Home Investment Partnerships programs for the next 3 years?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item G, discuss and consider the first pay estimate for Bronder Technical Services for the Washington Pike and Twin Ponds Lane traffic signal update project in the amount of $213,511.61.
So we've reviewed the request. If you haven't been through that area, the signals are up. We're in the testing phase with the contractor, which will last about 30 days. By contract, they need to be completed by the end of this May, and they definitely will. So this is their first pay up. Everything that they're requesting has been completed at this point.
Are these replacement ones?
Yes.
By the Shop and Eagle?
Yes, these are largely grant funded as well.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Does anyone like to make a motion to pay the first estimate to Bronder Technical Services for Washington Pike and Twin Ponds Traffic Lane Signal Update Project in the amount of $213,511?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item H, discuss and consider a motion to advertise the South Fayette Township Activity Center construction project located at 515 Millers Run Road. So, do we have any questions on that? That would just be to
Let's just advertise for the bid, for the open bid. Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item I, discuss and consider a motion to extend an offer of conditional employment to Roger Raschuti for the position of Fire Services Coordinator. And I assume, because I know everybody else here, you must be Roger?
I'm like, wait, it's not your dad.
Yeah, not my dad. Anyone have any questions?
Nope.
Yeah, we went through
Welcome.
a committee search interview process, and everyone was unanimous in our selection. We're thrilled to have Roger on board, and think he's going to be a great fit for the job.
Fantastic.
Yeah, welcome.
Would someone like to make a motion to extend an offer of conditional employment to Roger Raschuti for the position of Fire Services Coordinator?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Chris, anything on the solicitor's report?
I have nothing to report.
Is there any public comment?
Sue? Nothing?
Any board discussion?
No.
Nope.
Would anyone like to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Meeting adjourned.